would have thought that they called her a slur the way that they said it, because she's like human. We're God. Gunko's broken. She is broken. I think I underestimated her. She might be a little bit too much for the Straw Hats. Luffy, you got to get your ass up. He and Loki are sitting up in here stuffed like a freaking tomato. I don't even know if you can stuff a tomato, but they're stuffed. They didn't ate well. Meanwhile, the other Straw Hats, they're struggling. The Holy Knights are going crazy. This is One Piece chapter 1146. Let's talk about it. In the last chapter, Gunko, she approached the Straw Hats on Collun Svarr because, hey, they ended up foiling the plans of the kids running into the fire. The entertainment that they had, Jinbei with his shoulder throw went ahead and took out the fire, and so Gunko, she finally managed to figure out who it was on the ship with Collun, Usopp, Brook, Nami, and Jinbei, and it's about to go down. They mentioned that this is the human intruder that ended up attacking the castle guards, and Gunko looks at them. You would have thought that they called her a slur the way that they said it, because she's like human. We're gods. Usopp say, hey, are you talking about like a god like an elf, or you're talking about a celestial dragon type god? Usopp's like, hey, I need to know what I'm getting into. I like Gunko here because in the past couple chapters we've gotten a little bit of personality from the Holy Knights, and I like villains, right? I love villain groups. I love the Akatsuki. I love the Order. I love the Spada. Love different villain groups. And I don't necessarily think that they need to have personality or, you know, some good aspects about them for me to like them. But in the last couple of chapters, as the Holy Knights, it kind of made me like them. Gunko seemed like an innocent, or on the surface, an innocent girl that, you know, everybody loves listening to music. She's very, you know, cautious about, you know, when she eats or, you know, holding her weight, stuff like that. Now in this chapter she said, oh, even, you know, taking care of kids, abducting them, we don't give a fluff about that. We don't care about the humanity behind it. We're just doing what we are told to do. One thing that did shock me in my breakdown, I talked about how I figured that either Jinbei or Robin probably know who the Holy Knights are just based off of them having immense knowledge. But while she was talking, Brook's actually the one that came to the conclusion that she was a Holy Knight, which is kind of shocking to me. Not necessarily saying that Brook is dumb, but he just doesn't necessarily have the information like that. I guess technically since he's old as dirt, right, falling off the bone. Get it? But yeah, all right, bad joke. But anyways, how he's the age that he is, I think Brook's 90 years old. I guess it kind of makes sense that he would know the Holy Knights, or at least somewhat who they are, but it just shocks me that it wasn't Jinbei that said something first. The moment Brook said that, Gunko, she attacked, the arrow slithering towards Usopp. He's looking, Usopp's like, hey, this is getting a little close, and then Usopp, he starts panicking a little bit. Nami, she steps into action, uses Zeus, and somehow she turns or uses him in some way like a thunder shark. I'm not entirely sure how she's doing that. Maybe now that Zeus can kind of transform a little bit, or he is a sentient being, so he's able to do different things. So maybe we'll get, I don't know, different animals that Nami chooses, maybe a gorilla, maybe a lion, and you know, obviously she just did a shark, but I think that's pretty cool. It makes her clouds unique, make her powers a little bit more special. Now Gunko, with her arrows, we know that she has the ability to use them as bandages, but at the same time she's able to redirect different things, because the way when the shark went to go attack her, she ended up, you know, switching the arrow, it's ended up bending and throwing an attack back at Nami. And Nami, you know, she can't take the lightning bolt, so she runs, and unfortunately Brook is the one to take the damage. We got Big Usopp, right? He actually did something. Shout out Usopp. He attacked Gunko and took her top half clean off. It's like, oh shoot, why is Gunko dead after a Usopp attack like this? And well, I think something that we have to pay attention to is the speed of Usopp's well, number one, his accuracy, but two, of how fast he was able to get his attack off, because lightning is pretty freaking quick, right? And so Nami, she did that, but Gunko was able to react to it and turn it back at Nami. But Usopp, he was actually able to land a hit on her, so that's pretty impressive. Like I said, the speed of his trigger, gotta give credit when credit's due. But unfortunately, Gunko, she has the ability to regenerate, similar to what happened with the Gorosei. And so that makes me wonder if anybody that's seen the abyss that has the ability to teleport, if they're able to go ahead and regenerate like this, how are they able to do this? And does that mean that Gunko, similar to the celestial dragons, that they're immortal? And so the fact that Rayleigh at Sabaody, he introduced that, hey, you can actually fight devil fruits with hockey, and so we saw the introduction with him and Kizaru. I wonder if Gaban being here, if he's going to be the individual that shows us how we're able to beat people that can regenerate, because we saw Luffy how he was, I don't want to necessarily say struggling. It's not that he was struggling with them, it's just since they're immortal, well, they could fight as long as they want, and Luffy with his gear 5th, he has a time limit, so eventually, no matter how much of an advantage he had, they're going to struggle. But if you guys have made it this far into the video and enjoyed the content, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. I put out different One Piece content almost each and every day. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm Gunko, I would have spun the block, because ain't no way I'm letting Usopp disrespect me, and once she regenerated, she definitely targeted him, and according to Usopp, he said that the arrow, it must point towards her target. While she's getting ready to attack Luffy, she talks about how the world is already getting ready for a great coming war, and this is what we all speculated based off the Harley, and just in anime in general, we all know that there's always going to be a final war, and it is said that the giants, that they basically swing what direction that the war is going to be. And so if they're with the good guys are probably good, well, not necessarily it's confirming that they're going to win, but they definitely have heavy influence. So the good guys definitely want the might of Elbaph on their side, because the world government's already broken. They're already broken. They don't need no more help. Collun gets ready to attack. Gunko takes him out the paint. You got Brook and Jinbei, they try to attack, but apparently Gunko, she slips past them. She makes their attacks hit each other. It's like, bro, is she broken? Now, to be fair, right, I do think that this chapter is just to gas up Gunko, because number one, when you first introduced to her, she took out some no-name giants, off-screened them. Then the second thing, she attacked Loki. He, you know, was allowing Shanks, or whatever Shanks did with him defeating him, allowed him to become a Yonko, but he was in chains. And so I think this chapter was the first punch, Gunko proving what she can do against the Straw Hats. I think they were caught off guard, not expected her to do any of this. Her devil fruit, didn't know what it is, and I think eventually in the next chapter they'll spin the block. But yeah, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, we're gonna need you guys. Nami got sent flying. Usopp, he got hit with a Captain Falcon flying knee. Everyone's off the Svarr. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I said, we need all hands on deck. We cut to Killingham, who is at the Owl Library. Apparently he's there. He took out the principal, and so he's trying to secure the location so that Sommers can go ahead and broadcast something to the entire island. Sommers was the one who was fighting Saul. He's all beat up, obviously, right? We love Saul. I know he was a vice admiral, but a vice admiral is definitely not beating a holy knight. And so Saul, he ends up falling over. Robin and Chopper are being hidden in his hand. Obviously he couldn't fight at full strength because he was protecting Robin and Chopper. Nevertheless, it really wasn't going to matter. But apparently Sommers is going to expose what happened between the Holy Knights and King Harold, because he talks about how there was a time when your people's might shocked the world and you were supposed to be our mercenaries. So this is definitely going to be a flashback, definitely going to expose what happened. And I think once this happens, Loki, he's going to be freed and everybody will know the truth, and that's when everything's going to happen. Luffy, Loki, the new Giants, Pirate, Zoro, all of them that are in the underworld right now, they're going to start the counterattack. But that's it for chapter 1146. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.